If you've had a lot of tomatoes this summer, you're probably ready for something besides sliced tomatoes and tomato sandwiches. So today we're going to do tomato bread salad. This is more of a rustic dish that you'd find in Southern Europe, and it's really, really good. So let's get started. I have 4 cups of fresh tomatoes. Get the ripest, juiciest ones that you can find. This is where you want all the liquid to come out because you want it to be soaked up by the bread and flavor the bread later on. Also, I'd recommend that you peel the tomatoes, so blanch them for about 30 seconds in a big pot of boiling water, then have a big sink of ice cold water and leave them in the sink of water for a minute or two to cool them back down real quickly, because you don't want to cook them, you just want to cook it long enough that you loosen the skin. And then that'll come out real quick. Core them and cut them to about 1 inch chunks. To that, we've got 3/4 of a cup of slivered red onion, half a cup of water because we want this to be nice and juicy, 1/3 of a cup of extra virgin olive oil, about the same amount of white wine vinegar, a teaspoon of black pepper, half a teaspoon of salt, and a teaspoon of sugar to cut the acid just a little bit on that, and then about 1/2 cup of fresh basil that you've just slivered a bit or made it into a chiffonade. This would then sit for about 10 minutes just to let the flavors blend. You don't have to refrigerate it or cover it in most cases, just let it sit together. We're going to go ahead and proceed. I have 6 cups of a dense bread that I've cut into a little bit more than a 1-inch cube. Simply going to toss this together and let all those liquids get absorbed into the bread so that it's nice and well coated. And once you get that done, you're ready to go ahead and serve. Now, the thing you need to make sure you do is make sure that your bread is a fairly dense variety. It can be a white bread. Stale bread works extremely well. So if you buy the French bread or make the French bread one day, you can cut it into cubes. You don't want it completely dried, but you do want it to go stale a bit on you. It's going to absorb a lot of flavor. This will keep for several hours, so you don't have to worry about that. Then just serve it up on a nice plate with a nice piece of cheese, or as a side dish, or at a picnic, and you've got something that's really special that uses a lot of our summer ingredients, but it's a little bit different than usual. This is tomato bread salad for Oklahoma Gardening. This is Barbara Brown.